Hi there, I'm Deirdre Mullahy. I'm here at Port Credit Emporium, one of the most beautiful boutiques here in Port Credit. I also think it's in Ontario because it's so friendly, the ownership, amazing people, friendliest people possible. But I get to interview the best when I'm here at Port Credit Emporium in Port Credit and in Ontario, as I said. So right now, we've got a fashion blogger, a beautiful girl, Amanda Stines. Welcome, Amanda.
Welcome. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I know. I'm excited because, see, Amanda, like I was telling you before, I'm a very, into musicians, performers, recording artists. This is my world, the arts and entertainment. But fashion is something I'm interested in. Do you like what I'm wearing right now?
Yes, it's lovely. I love the red color. It's beautiful, and all the embroidery is very nice.
And this is from the Atene collection, again available here in Port Credit Emporium. So tell me, when did you get into this beautiful fashion world?
Well, I'd have to say my interest with fashion started as a child. Fortunately, my family and my mother and my aunts and everything are very fashionable. So it's something I was always sort of surrounded by. And as I got older, more in my teenage years, I got to volunteer a lot at school to different costume design related things. So that's when I really got more serious about my fashion interest. But it's always been something that's been kind of there with me.
So now, once you got into the fashion world, I know you're really passionate about what you do, but you got to meet some awesome people.
Yes, fortunately, I got to meet Kelly Catrone, who was a very famous public relations person with the People's Revolution in New York. So that was very exciting. I got to meet the Old Spice actor in those very famous commercials. I got to see him. A lot of different Canadian television hosts, Dina Pugliese from Breakfast Television, Tracy Melchor, I believe is her last name, from City Line. So I'm very fortunate. I have got to meet quite a few exciting people.
I know. Now I want to get into your shoes right now. So you were telling me, Deirdre, for fall, please wear white, and then you told me to wear blue, all shades of blue. Elaborate. Tell me what's more, what's new. I like a good, this host, and I think the general public who are watching the Port Credit Emporium channel right now would love to know what's in for fall.
So besides white and besides varying shades of blue, you can also try sort of fun fur or embellishment. So just adding, like, I have my necklace here or even my skirt. It's very embellished. That's a very exciting thing. You can also try brooches if you're not really used to the embellishment trend. You can try just a little bit. The punk trend is very much in. It was also kind of in the 90s. So it's sort of like a revival. So there's like leather and plaid and spikes and all those sorts of things. Back to the varying shades of blue, you can do the monochromatic look. So if you have like a blue jacket and a blue skirt and even a blue top, that can all work together as well. So those are the really like prominent things to really look for and to just kind of incorporate to your wardrobe come fall.
And you were telling me to wear chunky jewelry.
Yes. Chunky jewelry is lovely and has just a little bit of sparkle to every outfit. Even if it's an everyday look, just a nice little brooch can add something a little bit special. If you're in the evening time, again, wearing a very nice necklace can always work too. So it's just a great way to add a little bit of sparkle and color to an outfit.
Yeah, do you like my makeup, Motives makeup on me?
Yes, it's very nice. I love the lip shade. It's a very nice fall color. Sort of red shades are always in. Even if it's not the prominent color for fall, it's just a fall color. So red is always good to wear with your makeup as well.
All right, thank you. So now you're a fashion blogger. That's the main thing. That's why you're here. So tell me a bit about how you got into it and who are your your followees right now, who are following you and kind of like, keeping you in the business.
Well, yes, I have a fashion blog called Amanda's Fashion Spot, and I started that a few years ago. And I basically started it to sort of have my own voice in fashion. I love reading magazines and different websites and blogs, but I decided, I kind of want to carve out my own sort of voice. So that's why I started that there. And I love to cover different stores and boutiques such as Port Credit Emporium and that sort of thing. And I've been fortunate to have a lot of wonderful, loyal followers that love to follow my blog. And I guess what keeps me very interested in fashion is just it's always evolving and it's a new way to sort of express yourself. So I always love to incorporate that in my blog, Amanda's Fashion Spot.
So now, Amanda, because you're young and you're pretty, I guess, you got a young following there. Have you got people, asking for advice and, kind of giving their opinion, their 2 cents to your work?
Yes, actually, I have had a few people asking for advice. A lot of people ask for different style advice. On the Amanda's Fashion Sweat Facebook page, I also like to give advice about different trends each day and how people are incorporating it. So I have a lot of people sort of ask me for their tips on how to incorporate a certain trend. Also, I have a lot of internship experience, which I've also talked about on my blog. So a lot of people will ask me about how to get an internship and how to put themselves out there. Fortunately, I was able to go to New York City and do an internship with 17 magazine. So a lot of people ask me about that particular experience. So I love to give advice.
So tell me now, since I don't know about it, I should ask about this internship because as a media person, I interned at 680 News, and then I also went to City TV. So and I know how exciting it was for me. So tell me about your internship. How did you, come about getting it there?
Yeah, so New York was a city that I just fell in love with the first time I was there. And it's just the hub for publications. There's fortunately so many publications there and designers. So I decided, you know what, I want to take a risk and I want to go to New York City. So I really just went to different websites. I went to a website called ed2010.com, which I recommend to anyone who wants to intern in New York City. They update a lot of different postings from different editors from magazines themselves about different internships and entry-level positions that they're looking for. So I basically went to that website and I just looked at all the postings. And also I recommend to a lot of people who may be looking for internships themselves is to look in the different magazines you want to intern for in the masthead, and you can find this particular person that you should contact. So that's basically what I did to get my New York City internship. So what I would recommend is persistence. I was very persistent. I applied to, at least 75 places. Every single week I was always applying to something else. So definitely persistence very much pays off, and I think that will help anyone, to gain the internship that they desire.
Yeah. So you were fashion conscious from a very young age.
Yes, for sure. If you look at, I was actually looking to my childhood photos, and denim on denim is very popular for spring and summer. And in this photo, I'm actually wearing like a choker and like a cut off denim shirt and denim shorts. And I'm like, wow, I was like really stylish at 5 years old. There's something that's very in now, or like I have a lot of photos that my mother used to take me, and I'm like doing different like model poses and things like that, and wearing like crazy neon colors and like polka dots together, which is also very trendy right now for the summertime. So it's definitely something that's always been there. Yeah.
And who are your favorite fashion designers right now? I'm not talking just Canadian, but worldwide, say.
Worldwide, I do tend to gravitate to New York designers. So I love Michael Kors. I love how it's just very wearable, very sporty, but very glamorous and luxurious at the same time. In terms of higher end designers, I really like Chanel. It's just so classic. I just love things very classic and chic. So those are the top ones I like.
Now, Amanda, one worry with youngsters nowadays is there's so much of expenses just about everywhere. You got a car, you got your tuition fees, everything is expensive. So, how would you advise someone who wants to wear and look grand, really look chic and cool without spending a lot? Where would you advise them to shop?
Well, fortunately, there are a lot of very affordable fashion stores that are very up to date. So if you like to shop, you can support different Canadian stores. For example, Joe Fresh. Joe Fresh is very affordable fashion clothes. It's very on top of the trends that are out there, but it's also very classic at the same time. So it's a little bit of money will go a long way. Another store you can check is even Susie Shear, which has been around for years, and that's a Canadian fast fashion store. They have lots of very on-trend, fun jewelry and stuff like that. Also, another one is H&M. You can't go wrong with H&M. They have like a plethora of all sorts of trends and things. So I would recommend those stores.
Good stuff. Now I'll start going to those places as well after I finish Ateen's collection and so many other local designers. So do you also follow up and coming designers as well, Amanda?
Yes, I do. I like to always be aware of what's local too, in our fashion world. And I think it's important to support different local designers. So I always try to go to Toronto Fashion Week whenever I can, or whenever new boutiques are opening in the neighborhood. I love to always check that out. I just went to two the other day on Queen Street in Toronto that were really cool and very on trend and very fun. So there's so much you can find right under your nose. And even Port Credit Emporium, they have a lot of great things here too. So yeah.
So I was about to say Port Credit Emporium. This is an awesome place. Such beautiful, just about everything. Let's talk about paintings. You got paintings, jewelry. You got jewelry, handbags. That's there, and then just about beautiful clothing. I think affordable for one thing, and trendy. Now, what's your favorite look?
My favorite look overall, I would say, would be a glamorous look, but also classic. So I guess you could say a classic glam look. I think wearing something that is sort of timeless, when that will never go out of style, is always good to have. But also having those fun pieces that kind of keeps it modern, that makes you stand out. And I think for each individual person as well, is to always wear something that makes you feel confident, you know, that you feel good in, because that will always make an outfit look good.
Now, are you the type of girl who always watch the fashion shows on TV, plus the awards shows, and then critique the celebrities? Oh, what are you wearing? Are you that kind of girl?
Yes, definitely do that. On my blog, Amanda's Fashion Spot, I always do sort of a critique of the different red carpet looks, which is a lot of fun. I love to just see how, celebrities or modern people interpret different designs and wear the different designers. So yes, I love to do that. It's a lot of fun. And I also do it like on my Twitter page or my Facebook page, just to like create an audience, and get other people involved.
Alrighty, so now I'm going to follow you. Just go on following Amanda Stines. You're on Twitter, you said, and you have your blog.
Yes, I have Twitter. My Twitter handle is AFSpot. And you can also find my Amanda's Fashion Spot Facebook page on Facebook. So you can just type in Amanda's Fashion Spot. And amandasfashionspot.com is the blog.
Oh, way to go. So now, where do you see yourself, say, in 5 years down the road?
5 years down the road, definitely working with a magazine. I think magazines, even though everyone says print is dead, I don't know. I don't believe that. I think there's room for both mediums, online and print. So definitely working with a magazine, being an editor, is where I like to see myself in 5 years.
Oh, so just only fashion. So you know what? I might come out with a fashion magazine and just give it to you. Here, Amanda.
Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, I'd love to do something like that.
Yes. So, but anyway, I wish you all the best, because at the end of the day, I think young people like yourselves, beautiful girls who could advise someone to look good, to build your confidence. I think it's not just only fashion, right? It's you having the right image. The whole 9 yards to make you look good. That's what you advise on, right?
Absolutely. I think it all comes from within. Because when you're more confident in yourself and you're secure with yourself, it reflects in your fashion choices. And you'll find things that you want to wear that make you feel better about it can make you feel better about yourself, but also reflect your personal style. And I think it's the most fun when it's something that's really genuine from within yourself. So I think confidence is very important.
Yes. Now, Amanda, here's a question for you, just before we leave. Now, I, as you see, I'm not exactly, having a perfect figure. I'm on the chubby side, I think. I don't know, I work hard. So anyway, what advice would you give me, someone like me, to look slim?
Well, honestly, I think all body types are beautiful in their own way. I really do. But I do believe no matter what your body type is, whether it's small, tall, skinny, big, or whatever, you should always wear something that's most flattering. And I do think cuts make a big difference. If you want something that's slimming in particular, you can always look for things that create vertical lines. So even a blazer that's a very long vertical line. Even a lot of blouses are very in this fall with long vertical lines. And maybe sometimes untucking a shirt. If you're wearing like a dark pant, you can untuck your shirt sometimes. If it's like a casual pant, like a jean, and I find that's very elongating. So I do think those are good. But honestly, every body type is beautiful. And it's also trial and error. When you go shopping, try a few different things that you like, and also things you feel comfortable in, and that will really help you kind of find what's most flattering for your body.
And of course, you will definitely refer some emerging, up and coming fashion designers to me, right?
Oh, yes, of course. One of the shows I got to see for Toronto Fashion Week for fall was Lucien Matisse, and he's been around for a while. He's actually on Project Runway Canada, but he had a beautiful collection. So I do recommend looking at that one. Another one was Signijum, which was a very interesting one that I got to see as well. And I believe there's a lot of knits and that sort of thing. So those two designers are ones to look out for, Toronto local ones in particular.
There you go. So Amanda Stines, thank you so much for your time.
Well,
it's not easy. You lead a very busy life. I think mine is busy. Yours crazy.
Yes. It is busy. There's so many things going on, and like with fashion, there's so many things to keep up with, and also your personal life. But it's all about just having a good attitude and taking advantage of the different opportunities that come your way, and being grateful for all those exciting opportunities, and just putting yourself out there.
Yeah, there you. Way to go. You're my kind of girl. So Amanda Stines, don't forget to check her out on Twitter. Again, what's your handle again?
AFSpot, and my blog is amandasfashionspot.com.
There you go. So Amanda Stines here at Port Credit Emporium. I'm Deirdre Mullehay.